I want you to play the wonder that is the Suikoden series, especially the super critically acclaimed and well-beloved Suikoden 2, and my personal favorite, Suikoden 3. I'm crossing my fingers that it gets a remaster as well. But I want to talk about why I cannot easily recommend Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster to those who doesn't already have a history with the series without some slight caveats, and why I don't prefer replaying the originals, but instead prefer playing remasters or remakes. I want to talk about the things that are important to me and what I think is important in order to capture the essence of the original, to cater to those who already love it, and to get new gamers to love it as well, spreading the love of the series and gaming, and also how this relates to my first impressions of the Suikoden 1 HD Remaster. To me, a great remaster or remake is similar to a well done, localized game. Obviously, a remaster means the game has been kept primarily the same, typically with improvements in graphics, but sometimes with added quality of life options that not only captures the complete essence of the original, but localizes it to modern gamers. Having played the game for about 3 hours, I met some characters, etc., but I haven't even gotten my castle yet. I already voiced some red flags, as I typically do, but since this is a replay for me, I brushed it aside. Not a big deal, I'm alright with it. This article about an interview with the producer of the HD remaster pissed me off. I do want to highlight some of the things in the article. Before that, I just want to say that my red flags about my experience so far is from the quality of life features this remaster boasts but poorly implements, to a point where I feel as if there were no thoughts put into it. Automaton's article states Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster took 5 years to make because the devs wanted to reboot the IP with a faithful remaster that honors the originals. From preserving dialogue to redrawing 108 character portraits, Suikoden 1 and 2's HD devs reveal the sheer amount of effort that went into the remaster. A remaster, a faithful remaster that honors the original. To me, that means not just an HD remaster. Preserving the dialogue 100%, that's wonderful. Redrawing the 108 character portraits, absolutely, they look fantastic. But something that honors the original, to me, means creating a game that captures the original, but makes it better. That's how you honor the original, by making it better. So that way, because we have feelings for the game when we first played it, but our memories cater to what gaming was like back then. So when we played it back then, it blew us away. So what I want, if you want to honor the original, you want to be able to blow away the gamers of today. I want the person that I recommend this game to, when I tell them Suikoden 1 and 2 are amazing games, and the HD remaster is here, and I want you to play that one. But I need them to be blown away like I was. It's just I don't want to have to temper their expectations, because I want them to enjoy the story in all its glory without having to tell them, "Oh, but the game doesn't have proper autosave. Oh, but there's no maps. Oh, but you got to fight with the inventory system." Just simple quality of life features that exists in the lowest budget of indie RPGs these days exists. It needs to have at least that, because I didn't even know. Again, I wish I didn't have this information. I wish I went in blind. Here I am enjoying Suikoden 1, brushing aside the red flags that I have with the remaster and just enjoying it as is. But the fact that I see that it took 5 years to make, and they have to use the excuse because they want a faithful remaster that honors the original, that just irks me. The game was originally announced in September 2022, but apparently they had started back in 2020. And when they announced it in 2022, it was supposed to come out the year later. So they purposely delayed it 2 years in order to have this faithful remaster. As the developers explained, this has to do with the difficulties of working with old data and the team's commitment to creating a truly high-quality remaster that was faithful to the originals. So like I said earlier, a good remaster typically just does an HD upscale. They went above and beyond. They redid the music, they redid the sound effects, the menu looks amazing, crisp. They redid all of the character portraits, which looks incredible. But for me, that doesn't make a truly high quality remaster. It makes a good remaster. The producer Rui Naito reveals that this was his main directive to director Takehiro Sakiyama and the dev team. With Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, I told Sakiyama and his team, make something solid, because it is the starting point for the IP's revival. If we were to release a half-baked product, then our attempt to revive the series would be over, Naito explains. If we were to release a half-baked product, then our attempt to revive the series would be over. How do you revive a series? By gaining new gamers. To revive a series, you need new gamers, and in order to do that, you need to introduce modern quality of life features. And Naito also clarifies why he was determined to release a remaster and not a remake. It seems this decision was made out of respect for what the creators of the original games achieved so well in the 90s despite the limits of technology. At the time, Yoshihito Muramaya, Suikoden series' original creator, and the other game designers who came before me put significant thought into how to express these game stories in a limited number of bits, Naito explains. At the very beginning of the development process, we worked out what we should improve and what we should leave untouched. So, they left practically everything untouched. Practically everything. Besides the up-resing and retexturing, recoloring a lot of the, or maybe if not all, I don't know, I've only played a bit of the game's graphics. Again, most of my concerns are not going to be graphical related, because for me, to retain a gamer of a JRPG lover or a new fan of a series or a genre, graphics is not it. I'm not going to go into replaying an HD remaster of a 1995 game and expecting it to look amazing. I mean, obviously I want it to be amazing, but I'm not expecting. You're expecting amazing story, which is what they're known for, great gameplay for its time, and you need to be able to translate that great gameplay for its time into great gameplay today, and that is my main issue. Most of the changes made relate to the game's visual and appear to have been made with the aim of being as faithful to the original games as possible. This was a huge undertaking, however. Each main Suikoden game has a protagonist and 107 recruitable characters that can aid in your quest, known collectively as the 108 Stars of Destiny. For the remaster, Sakiyama explains that they asked Suikoden 1 character design Junko Kawano to redraw all 108 character portraits for the combat and dialogue screens. Again, my issue is not graphical. It is gameplay and quality of life. I'm not even talking about the random battles, because for those that may have any history with me, one of the main things I dislike now, and the first thing I look at when it comes to JRPGs, is does it have random battles? And I kind of talked about this with my Dragon Quest III review, the Dragon Quest III remake, Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, is that I'm willing to overlook random battles for good story and good gameplay. It will carry me through my cons, but a lot of slap in the face based on what they say here versus what they have made. Although the remaster will include quality of life improvements like autosave and the option to speed up the game's turn-based battles, combat difficulty was ultimately kept the same as the original, which leaned towards the easier side compared to other JRPGs. So there it is. My main issue is that it will include quality of life improvements such as autosave, speed up the game, but done so in such a way as if they had just tacked it on at the end after the fact. No thought to it whatsoever. Anyways, that's enough about the article. Let me show you some examples. First of all, the autosave. So this game boasts that it included autosave. However, it only does so on screens that already has a save spot. Why would you need an autosave if it already has a save spot in the same location? In my now about 7-8 hours of gameplay, it has only autosaved about 4 times, because this game already has very little autosave spots. So this tells me that they literally did not even play this game. They just added autosaves in places that you can already manually save. Completely useless. Another thing this remaster boasts is that it's added sped up battle system. And don't get me wrong, Suikoden already has a fast-paced turn-based battle system that I don't really have an issue with it most of the time, but once you go fast, you never go back. And the problem with this is that you gotta press it after each battle. every single time. You gotta press auto, then you gotta go press speed up. And since I just played Dragon Quest 3 HD Remake, they have an option for it, but Suikoden Remaster couldn't be bothered with it. Am I just being lazy and or crazy? It can't just be me, right? Next is this game over screen. Now, Suikoden is not a hard game, but they did include the new easy, normal, and hard difficulty modes, and I just happened to die because I ventured off to a place that I wasn't supposed to be in yet. So here it is, I died. However, I found out by accident that these two options, try again and give up, does the exact same thing. When you see the word try again, what does that make you think? It makes you think that you can go and try that battle again, and give up means you're opted to go to the saves, a load screen. But no, it does the exact same thing. Useless. Okay, so I know I said that I don't care about graphics when it comes to remastered JRPGs, but the one thing that will always forever bug me are invisible walls. Now, if you look at the previous screen there, that I can walk on green grass. So it stands to reason that I should be able to walk on green grass. So if you try and get this treasure here, what path do you think you'd take? Because the first path is the wrong one, because it actually asks you to go follow the dirt path. So it is technically an invisible wall. They could have just easily added a darker grass to really indicate the separation between tall grass and short grass, for example, or added one extra tree to block that off. When the graphics conflicts with gameplay, that's when it starts to bug me. Alright, here it is. It's probably the biggest insult to this remaster, and it is inventory management. Let's start off with this stupid warehouse place. There's so many things that could be improved with this, but right now I'm just showing off me trying to empty my inventory so that I can get organized. And this kind of reminds me when you're doing takeout and the person on the speaker keeps asking you, is that everything? No. Is that everything? No. Is that everything? No. Let me tell you when I'm freaking done. Because what it does is that every time you press an item, it brings you back to the previous item, asking you to do it all over again. It's so annoying. Again, there's so many things that can be done better with this warehouse, like allowing you to empty the inventory of people you're not using, so you don't have to put them in your party in order for you to remove stuff from their inventory, or allow you to equip your character from that screen. It's such a potentially powerful tool that they're not utilizing because it was so poorly implemented. How are you honoring Suikoden 1 by making us deal with inventory? You're inflating hours by useless tasks. Okay, here's another inventory management L. So I can deal and adapt with limited inventory space for each character, but the way that they have their items is that, for example, Mega Medicine or Medicine is when you get them, they are in stacks of 6. So when a person uses 1, you are left obviously with 5, and then another person uses 4, so that person is left with 2. Now, why am I not able to collate them so that I save inventory space for other things? It's just so inconvenient. It doesn't allow you. There's no arrange option. There's a transfer option from one person to another, but what it does is it takes up 2 inventory spaces instead of merging them together in order for you to create more space for yourself. So again, I'm okay with inventory management. I'm okay with limited inventories as long as you give me a plausible solution in order for me to manage my space. What makes this even worse is that vendors can't comprehend that you want to sell an incomplete stack of something. So if you want to sell 4 medicine instead of a stack of 6, then they won't take it. They don't have a price for it. They don't understand. So I know I've been so negative with this game, but the remaster has been done so poorly to me, and it just makes me so scared that people will not play Suikoden 2 because they cannot enjoy Suikoden 1. And the fact that they wanted to honor the originals and revitalize the series to get new Suikoden fans, and this is what they come up with, is super insulting to me. You need to focus more on making a good game with good gameplay instead of focusing on making it look good. They actually spent a lot more time on Suikoden 1 in terms of making it look good, but when they should have focused more on making it playable. I just really wish I had never seen that article. Anyways, that's the end of my rant for the Suikoden 1 HD Remaster. Let me know if I'm being too hard on this, if I'm super off base. You probably won't change my opinion on this, but feel free to voice your opinion. I'm going to have my super quick review of Suikoden 1 soon, as this game is not very long.